Did you know that humans process images 60,000 times faster than text? That means when you're describing something in your writing, the reader's brain is already imagining it. But here's the catch: if your descriptions aren't vivid enough, the reader's imagination might be left wandering, and your words will fall flat. In fact, research shows that readers remember detailed descriptions 50% better than vague ones. So, what does this mean for you as a writer? The power of your words is more important than ever. If you can paint pictures with your descriptions, your audience will be hooked, turning every page, or scrolling down every screen, in anticipation. In this guide, we'll dive into 6 powerful strategies that will teach you how to write descriptions that stick. You'll learn how to create worlds that feel real, characters that leap off the page, and moments that leave a lasting impact. Whether you're crafting a novel, a short story, or just writing a blog, these techniques will take your descriptive writing to the next level. Ready to turn your words into vivid imagery? Let's get started. Chapter 1. Paint with words. Turning plain into pictures. When you write descriptively, your goal is to make the reader feel like they're part of the world you're creating. Think about how a painter uses colors to evoke emotion. Your words can do the same. Describing a sunset, for example, isn't just about the colors in the sky. It's about capturing the feeling of that moment. A sunset is not just an orange ball sinking behind the hills. It's a promise of the day's end, a shift in the air, a moment where everything pauses, says author Stephen King. To create vivid imagery, engage all 5 senses. Don't just describe how things look. What do they smell like? What do they feel like? This kind of writing draws the reader in and makes them live in the moment with you. For example, instead of saying, "The forest was quiet," try, "The forest hummed softly with the sound of distant winds, each leaf whispering secrets only the trees knew." Start small. Describe something you see every day in great detail. The more you practice, the easier it will become to paint pictures with your words. The key is being specific. Vague descriptions are forgettable. Focus on the little things, like the texture of a character's jacket or the warmth of the sun on their face. Chapter 2. The power of what if. Imagining beyond the obvious. Great writers don't just describe what's in front of them, they ask, what if? What if the sky wasn't blue, but a deep violet? What if the wind could speak? These what if scenarios unlock endless possibilities in storytelling. It pushes you to think beyond reality and consider how small changes can completely alter a scene. In fact, it's this creative thinking that separates good writers from great ones. Neil Gaiman, a master storyteller, once said, "The best stories are the ones that make you think, what if this could really happen?" Try starting with something ordinary. What if the trees in your story weren't just trees, but living beings with personalities? Or, what if the ocean was a time machine that allowed people to revisit their pasts? These twists transform descriptions from mundane to magical, inviting your reader into a world that feels new and exciting. Chapter 3. Mood over detail. How the atmosphere speaks louder. Details matter, but sometimes the mood is what really makes a scene come alive. Imagine describing a house at night. Instead of giving every detail about the furniture or walls, focus on how the house feels. Does the air feel heavy? Is it cold or warm? Creating an atmosphere that matches the emotional tone of your story is key to good descriptive writing. Remember, mood can be more powerful than physical descriptions. In his book The Great Gatsby, F. Scott Fitzgerald shows us how to build atmosphere. The famous, green light, across the water isn't just a simple object, it's a symbol of longing, unreachable dreams, and the passage of time. That's what descriptive writing should do. It should make the reader feel something. Try to establish a mood with a few well-chosen words. Instead of just describing the weather, say something like, "The rain fell like 1,000 whispers, quiet and persistent, drowning out the noise of the world." In this example, the mood is more important than the details. The rain itself becomes a metaphor for silence and reflection. Don't forget to subscribe for more storytelling tips. Stay tuned for the next chapters and learn how to master the art of descriptive writing. Chapter 4. Characters' eyes. Seeing the world through their lens. What you describe in your story reveals just as much about the characters as it does about the world. A character's perspective on their surroundings reflects their personality, emotions, and values. If you want to write descriptively, try to see the world through your character's eyes. For example, a detective walking through a gritty city might focus on the shadows and the dirt on the pavement. Meanwhile, an artist might notice the colors in the sky or the texture of the buildings. Each character brings their own view of the world, and your descriptions should reflect that. As author Margaret Atwood puts it, a story is more than a series of events, it's a lens to look through. To bring this idea to life, write a scene twice. Once, describe the setting through a person who is pessimistic and anxious. Then, rewrite it from the perspective of someone who is optimistic and joyful. You'll see how dramatically your descriptions can change based on perspective. Chapter 5. Brevity is the soul of descriptions. Mastering the art of less. Sometimes the best way to write descriptively is by saying less, not more. Hemingway, known for his concise style, once said, "If a writer of prose knows enough about what he is writing about, he may omit things that he knows." This doesn't mean skipping important details, but it suggests that a few well-chosen words can be more powerful than an entire paragraph of fluff. Think about it, when you condense your descriptions, you force the reader to fill in the blanks. This creates a stronger, more immersive experience. Instead of saying, "The sky was dark, with clouds swirling ominously," try, "The sky seemed to hold its breath." The second sentence evokes just as much, if not more, but with far fewer words. When you practice this, you'll find that writing descriptively doesn't always mean using a lot of adjectives. Often, it's about finding the right image that says everything in just a few words. Chapter 6. Dynamic descriptions. Turning static into motion. Good descriptions shouldn't be static, they should feel alive. When you're describing a scene, think about how you can inject movement, emotion, or change into the moment. Descriptive writing that captures the essence of motion makes the world feel dynamic, alive, and ever-changing. For example, rather than saying, "The wind was strong," try something like, "The wind tore through the trees, bending branches with a furious, relentless force." Notice how the second sentence is more powerful, it gives a sense of action and urgency. This doesn't just apply to physical motion. A character's emotions, shifting from calm to anxious, can also add movement to your descriptions. Use dynamic verbs to show change. Instead of saying, "She stood still," try, "She froze, her body tensing as though the world might fall apart." If you found these tips helpful, don't forget to subscribe and stay updated on more ways to improve your storytelling skills. Writing descriptively is an art, and with practice, you can master it.